boom, 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 boom. What a gorgeous night. What's happening, everybody? It does kind of look like a handprint, doesn't it? Hello to everybody in the chat. I'm kind of just kicking back, chilling with some moon tunes. And pretty amazed at the clear skies of Florida. Looking pretty good. I like that cliff and that crater. It almost looks like a excavation site where it comes up out of the crater and kind of goes around the rim. Anyway, just letting you guys know that coming up, I think starting next week, you're going to have the daily infrared sky cam that'll probably be running for 3 to 4 hours every day. I'm not sure what times yet, but it is happening. And I have to send a camera up to Mark so he can remove the infrared filter on it. And then we do have another camera coming that would be ultraviolet. So that'll be even further in the future. But coming next week, we'll start streaming the live sky cam. It'll be a 360 sky cam. You won't see any of the horizons. It's pretty much just going to be all sky. Clouds or clear sky, it doesn't matter. We'll be running all the time. Because a lot of things get caught in cloudy skies with infrared. So we're going to see if we can catch some of that and see what we can do. So just letting you know. But man, what a night. Very, very clear down in Florida. So how's everybody else doing? And it is clear tonight. Nemesis says waiting for homemade brownies. Okay then. Rocket. I don't know who's on. Maybe I should try to get Bill on tonight and see if he's done with his Pine Bush hangover. Paul's saying it was real nice before it got so low, but I'm still thinking this is still great. But once again, Paul is a perfectionist, so what we think is amazing, he's down there like, this sucks. I still think it looks absolutely fabulous and absolutely gorgeous. Oh my god, it just never stops, does it, people? I just read a comment on, I think it was yesterday's video, or maybe it was the day before. And I shit you not, this was the comment, okay? How is flat earth research anti-science? They are making observations, doing experiments and research that seems like science to me. Now, you can take that, with a grain of salt, obviously. Yeah, if you're doing experiments, that is some form of science, but usually when you're doing science, it's for something that has not yet been proven. Does that make any sense? Like, there are so many ways to prove the world is a globe. Like, hundreds. Just silliness is just amazing. And of course, you have the age-old question: can you point to me where you prove the Earth is a globe and is not flat? Since when is the popular opinion considered science? Facepalm. Got me there. I don't know how to answer that. The hundreds of thousands of scientists that work, geologists, astronomers, all those people must be one big lie. You got us. The Earth is flat. Why? Just because some people are doing some observations and experiments. Oh my. And this is why we do not have lunar bases yet, people. It just keeps growing. Growing and growing and growing. Amanda, I know, they can't answer that question because the only thing flat earthers can do is point to the evidence for a globe Earth and try to make points against it and fail miserably. Somebody needs to tell these people it's 2017, not 1417. It baffles the mind. And once again, I did coin the phrase, and this will be the first t-shirt that I offer, that I'm actually working on for anybody that wants it. Once again, I'm not hawking tchotchkes at you. If you want a shirt, feel free to get one. If you don't, no problem, because once again, this company doesn't make them unless somebody orders them, so it's a win-win for everybody. But the first shirt is just going to have, it's going to, on the back, it's going to say Flat Earth, and then below it, it's going to say intentionally retarded. Yep. Intentional retardation. Because that's what it is. You literally have to be intentionally trying to be stupid to believe in a flat earth. And there's no other way to put it. And some people may disagree with it. Some people may think I'm being harsh about it. But I'm not. It's complete horseshit. It's dumb. And the sad part is, these people can go out and do these experiments themselves. They're not that hard. All you need is an acre of land and you can do it. But they won't, because sitting on YouTube listening to pseudoscientists spout off is way more information and way more easier to do than actually going out and doing the work yourself. Haas, I've heard a lot of people mention the electric universe theory, but truthfully, I cannot comment on it because I personally have not read up on it. From what I've heard from people that have commented on it in the chat, sounds kind of neat, you know, and maybe I should read up on it. It's something I should actually dedicate myself to doing sometime soon. It's actually reading about the electric universe theory. So, thanks for the actually, you know, I'm going to write that down right now. Thanks for the reminder, Haas. Yeah. Everybody stole my tablets. Electric universe. Is there a place I should start, Haas? Like, is there one definitive video on the electric universe that you think is better than the rest? Or is it just in general, just check it out? Or is there like a website that maybe explains it in detail? Or just let me know. I'll actually check it out tomorrow as I'm setting up the cameras and everything for the daytime infrared streams. Yeah, Daryl, you're right. I mean, there's just so much stuff you can do. I mean, if they have a friend that's, 50 miles or more away, they can do this experiment themselves at noon. 50 miles will give you enough time to see where you place a stick and your friend places a stick vertical and see where the shadows are. That'll give you enough distance. plus the math. Math doesn't lie. Flat Earthers' math does not add up. Austin Riley, where's the flag? You cannot see the flag from an Earth-based telescope. It's too far away. We do not have the resolution to do it, even with the Earth's biggest telescopes. They have been talking about almost using a lot of the giant telescopes around the world and concentrating them into one spot where they could resolve. But once again, that's way far back on the NASA burner. They see no point in it. They see no point in trying to prove it to anybody because they have the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter up there taking pictures of the Apollo sites. You can find them online. You have the Japanese, I think it's JAXA satellite that has taken pictures of all the Apollo sites that flew over them, and they have video of it, not just pictures, but actual video. So, yeah, it's not really high on the to-do list for NASA. But it can be done if we combine all of our big telescopes and point them, at the area. Because you figure out the world's biggest telescope right now, I think, is the VLT, if I'm not mistaken. It might be another one. But even with that one right now, I was reading, if you were to point that at the Apollo sites on the moon, the Apollo site itself would be half a pixel. You wouldn't be able to resolve that. You need tons and tons of more info coming in to resolve the actual image that you can see. And I think they said with 6 or 7 of the big telescopes, they can get the Apollo sites within, I think, 6 pixels. Don't quote me on that. My memory's not that good, but I think that's what it was. Yeah. That's my biggest problem with the flat Earth theory, is that in order to believe in a flat Earth theory, you have to not believe in science, which is the total opposite way of doing things. Because if you're not going to believe in science, what are you doing on a computer? Made by science. Why are you driving a car? Made by science. You cannot pick and choose what science you want to believe. If one science applies to this and is correct and allows you to do daily things, guess what? There's a 99% chance that science is going to apply to something else and be correct also. Let's see. Yeah, the James Webb Telescope, that is going to be... I cannot wait. But I am so scared for that mission. I have nothing to do with the James Webb Telescope, but I'm going to be here biting my nails, and my nerves are going to be racked because they only get one shot at it. And you realize everything that has to go right with that James Webb Telescope. They have to get the launch right. They have to get it in orbit right. They have to send it out to Saturn right. They have to get it past Saturn and in a stationary orbit out past Saturn. They have to get all that right. If one little thing messes up, done. So it's going to be very, very, very nerve-wracking time. And I believe that James Webb is scheduled for spring next year now. Or maybe it's fall next year. I know it was pushed back. It was originally supposed to be this year, but... yeah. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it. All the years all these people worked on this thing, and, just it's up to one launch, and imagine, if something crazy happens where, it blows up during, launch or something like that. Oh, my Lord. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Heidi, honey, welcome back. Hope you're having fun back at home. If I know you, you're probably not, though. You're ready to come back already. And Amanda, thanks for coming. And welcome, Ted. And Daryl, of course. Daryl, you've been a pretty good subscriber. I've seen you around a lot lately. And I like the fact that you actually answer people's questions and stuff in chat with actual, brain answers and not just hypothesis or theory. You try to point people in the right direction. So much appreciated. Thank you, sir. See, I do pay attention. And Derek, where have you been, man? I know you've been around for the last couple of streams, but you disappeared there for a while. Where have you been, bud? Derek was our resident question answerer. And then Daryl kind of took over while Derek was away. And now we got both of them, which we should be very, very lucky that we have two very smart people willing to look things up to give people answers that they're looking for. Yeah, Sinsimialas, or whatever your name is. It's the same question I just got on the video. Hell, it might have been you that actually asked that question. I was just talking about it. Was that you? Let's see. Oh yeah, it was you. I was actually just talking about your comment, Sim, that you left on the video. So if you want to hear my answer to it, you can go back in the video about 4 minutes. Yes, and save us. I know what the definition of science is. We get it. What they're missing is the observation and experiments have already been done and already have been conclusive and already have been corroborated by thousands of scientists. And yet, you want to reinvent the wheel. Sin, picking your nose and looking at it under a telescope or under a microscope is science too. But that's not going to prove boogers are made of sand. Alright? That's the point we're trying to make. You're trying to reinvent a wheel, and the only thing that's doing is just trying to prove that going against mainstream is turning into a group in itself. That's it. It's just to be contrary. That's it. It's the same people that believe the moon was hoaxed, or that we live under a big glass dome, or Nibiru is coming in to, smash everybody up. I can sit and look at objects out in the Kuiper Belt all day long, but that doesn't mean Nibiru is coming in just because I'm looking at the Kuiper Belt, okay? That's... I don't know, some people just won't get it. And I'm not saying this trying to be ignorant, but it's like, there's different, there's science and then there's common sense. There's pseudoscience and then there's accepted peer-reviewed science. It wasn't just one person that came out one day and said the Earth is a globe. Okay? That's what started it. But guess what? Then the experiment started. And time again, guess what? That guy was proven correct. And if you have a problem, you're going to have to take it up with Pythagoras. That's alright, Sid. As I said, we're just having a conversation here, but I was answering your question that you put it in, and I realized that you were going for the literal definition of science. Okay. And that's fine. But I'm just giving you a reason why we don't believe any science is actually going on, because they don't use science to come up with their answers. They use pseudoscience. They use, things that regular science uses to confirm, observations. They don't use that. And every single thing, me and Mark the other night literally just went through Mr. Dubé's 200 things that prove that there's a flat Earth and literally debunked them one by one. There's not a one we can't debunk and prove it without a shadow of a doubt. That's the point we're trying to make. I understand if they want to think it's flat, fine, think it's flat, but put your mind somewhere where we need it. Like on getting our asses back to space. Getting us back to the moon. That was the point of me responding to that comment. And if you can't prove it to yourself, it is not fact. I will take issue with that comment. I just proved the moon is at least round. You're seeing it on the screen. You can literally walk outside and see it. And from our observations all around, guess what? Tell me if this makes sense. The sun, round. Mercury, round. Venus, round. Jupiter, round. Saturn, round. Neptune, round. Earth, flat. Because, science. Now, come on. Oh. Just silly. Just silliness. Yeah, I know, Austin. None of us are going to space. But your kids might. And your grandkids might. And I hope they do. The first generation that has space travel will probably be a generation that their contributions to humanity will probably be second to none. Because as soon as those, they'll go along with the first, that discovered, fire and the wheel, or maybe gunpowder, You never know. Alright, I'll be right back in a couple minutes, guys. Hold on, I want to get this Jupiter just right. I'll be back with you in a little bit.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
that all the way up, and are you still with me?
I am still with you.
Say hi to everybody.
Hello,
In the
everybody.
chat.
A.K.A Space Imaging, all our good friends there. So, I'm coming up for a few minutes because, like I said, I was taking it easy. But Keith, I gotta tell you, we went to Nuclear Lake last Wednesday. It was Al, Heidi and I. We went there to scout it because we were going to go June 10th to do the real, the investigation, which I can't go now unless I do a pre-record that night because race is going away that weekend. So now, if I can't go, I can't go, but I'm going to try to talk to the host to see if I can do a pre-record. Anyway, so we get there. 20 minutes in, Al notices something on the side of the road. Now, this road is a mile. It's an old mining road. It takes a mile walk just to get to the lake. Okay.
Right.
So, I put my camera down because there was a lot of bugs. I was worried about ticks, blah, blah, because now we're in the woods. So when I put the camera down, Al is playing with his ghost radar thing, and Heidi's next to me. She's about 3 feet away from me. And I was just recording. I put the camera down on the log, and I'm spraying myself with bug spray. Then I hand it to her. And, we recorded the whole time, and I'm going to tell you this right now. We found an interesting site, which I'll discuss in a minute, but let's get back to it. So I post the video on my channel. Dee spots something. She says, she sends me an email. She said, Bill, I found something really creepy on your video. Now, I don't know if Heidi was messing around or if, Now, number one, if I go on an investigation, I would never mess around.
Right.
If you want everything to be serious, that's number one. Number two, after I didn't even know about this because she brought it to my attention. So when I go back, I'm listening to this, and it sounded like Bill. Second one sounds like Bill, but because there's other noise, it doesn't sound as clear. Weird thing is, I'm talking about Blair Witch seconds before this voice comes on. Now, when you told me about slowing it down at half speed, you could clearly hear out the syllables. It's saying clearly, Bill.
Right.
That really freaked me out. Now, there is rational explanations to this that people have been talking to me about. Like it could be exhale or inhale, or whatever. I could swear to you that is not the case because I was looking at Heidi. There's no way she could have done that sound. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I've never been in a situation where I heard a voice like that. Myself, with me included in it, never. Now, this is even more bizarre. When we saw that in real time here, Heidi absolutely got freaked out. She didn't want to hear the voice no more. She ran into the other room. That's how freaked out she got.
Yeah, and she's in the chat right now.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Now she's as a witness because she was here, obviously. The house went absolutely ballistic. I think it was the night after.
Really?
First of all, I was sleeping. I was in my bed. I wasn't sleeping. It was late. Heidi comes to me and to my room, and from the outside of the door, she says, "Bill, come here." I said, "No." I actually said, "No, I'm in bed." She said, "Bill, come here." So I said, "This got to be something important." The TV in the living room, which does not have a timer, went on by itself. And this is like 2 o'clock. Nah, not 2.
Dude, if that would have happened to me and Paul, we would have been out. Like, nope, later.
So that's one thing. The next day, it gets even more bizarre. We're sitting on the deck outside, and Heidi hears a noise. And we thought it was the door outside, the storm door, that it banged. It wasn't. It was because it was slightly open. Maybe it banged.
The back door, you mean? Like to the deck? Or okay.
Patio.
Yep.
So we said, okay. Heidi walks into the house. And the lighthouse in the dining room, that big thing that has the shelves, it's a light?
Yeah.
My mother has this little captain that she stuck in there. She wedged it into the shelf. Now, check. Heidi walks. He says, "Bill, I found the source of your noise." So I'm thinking it's a dish or something else. The captain was 6 feet away on the ground, away from this thing. What do you call it? A deodorizer. The plugins was directly on the floor.
Oh my!
Now, all the other stuff on the shelf was on its edge. So it looked like something tipped it forward, where everything flew forward. Now, that same day, my mother is in the room. She hears something moving in the room. Second time, she makes me go outside with a flashlight because she said she heard something on the window. So that I'm telling you, it was absolutely bizarre because right before Heidi goes home, all things went nuts in this house.
And I'm so glad it happened after me and Paul left.
Yeah, but even if like you guys were in this room and you heard stuff.
Yeah. We had a vase go over.
And the noise and behind the bar.
Yep.
So it is what it is. So the guys are gonna come back, and they're gonna do maybe a cleansing again of my house because I don't know if something attached itself or something came to I don't know, but it was I'm telling you, it was bizarre because I've never seen something fly off shelves like that. I've never seen that. So it kind of has me a little alarmed.
Man.
So now going into the Skywatch stuff, Pine Bush is now going to do. I don't know if I told you this. Pine Bush is opening up a paranormal center year round.
Awesome.
So they're gonna do all kinds of stuff there. But she asked me if I wanted to do live Skywatches there.
Oh.
What I did, and Mom wasn't too happy about this, of course. And Heidi's messaging me by phone.
I can almost imagine what you did, but I'm gonna go with it.
Heidi just said, and the captain ended up in front of the air freshener. How does that happen? And yes, she's listening. So anyway, I bought a projection screen, 7 foot by 4 foot. It's 16:9 ratio, and I bought a projector for it so I could plug in my camera and do live sky watches.
Well, not only that, but man, can you imagine actually Mark projecting onto that thing so everybody can see it next year? Sorry, I had to make fun of a little projector that was there.
It's funny that you're saying that because I just told Race that it's going to be awesome to have that in the front yard where everybody's outside and I could just have that big. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
So yeah, that's another thing that I added to the inventory. So, little things to get things better, set. And here's the other thing. Remember the day I was going crazy with the telescope?
Mm-hmm.
I took it apart because Mark told me how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The mirror was absolutely filthy. So I think that had to do with a lot. So I put it,
Oh, okay.
I put it back together, and now it's, I'm going to try it again and test it to see if I can see imagery. And then Mark, of course, recommended that I buy a better finder.
Mm-hmm.
The one I had came with the telescope and it's garbage. So that'll help me, target into the 2-star alignment better.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna, he gave me the slabs, the slate. So I'm gonna put the telescope out permanently.
Mm-hmm.
I bought one of those covers for my telescope that is meant to cover it and leave it outside. And then that thing he had in his observatory for the dehumidifier, that silica-based one?
Yeah.
I bought that to put it inside the wrapper.
Nice.
This way I could just leave the telescope outside all the time. I don't have to worry about dragging it out because it's too much for me to go through that.
That's a heavy telescope too, man.
It's 80 pounds. I can't do that. So now it'll be permanently outside. I'll do that, and like I said, the main focus for me right now is already, you believe it or not, I'm working for next year.
Well, let me ask you this: what is your final afterthoughts on the whole Pine Bush Week? How do you think it went? How was it meeting everybody?
Okay.
All that stuff.
I'll tell you this right now: meeting all of you exceeded every expectation a person could want because it was great. You know how we all know each other and we get along, and it's not the same though because we're all at a distance, and you always wonder what's it going to be like to meet the person.
Right.
I can't even imagine how I wasn't even I was wondering how am I going to get along because I already met Jade. He was like the only person that came here, and Eric that I'd known, but we had a lot of people here, Keith.
Oh, I know.
I
know, buddy.
I gotta say, with all the people in this house and the time we had, I cannot even think of having a better time than we could have planned. That's one.
And I'll tell you what, that first night when we started hitting that box, dude, I remember laughing so hard, my stomach was hurting. And I was just sitting out there trying to figure everything out. It's like 90 degrees in the heat. And we're just like, screw it. We're just gonna start taking shots. And Paul's out there just chillaxing with a scope. You know what I mean? We're just back there acting like a bunch of morons.
And yes, I don't drink vodka.
Yeah.
And I was having a ball. And you were right. Drinking that Finlandia, you don't feel a thing the next day.
Right.
It's so awesome. But here's another thing. I don't know if you saw this. That night when I filmed, I did the P&K space imaging behind the scenes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is the most funniest thing on that. It's about Paul, who, again, is one of the freaking nicest guys that a person would want to meet.
Yeah, he is.
On that video, we were talking about spiders, right?
Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah.
Okay. You got to go back and watch the video. Because when we bring up the spiders, that's when Paul was in the woods with his still camera.
Right.
You know, like
he comes walking.
Forget about walking out. He's running. He's wiping his body. He's going crazy. And a little later on, he's walking by us, and he says something about spiders. You just gotta watch it. It's priceless.
It's funny. Paul, that was a good one, man.
Another great thing about that week was going to Mark's house, of course.
Yeah.
That was
absolutely.
fantastic. Now, having Travis here was phenomenal. Even though you guys were sleeping because you had to go do your moon watch that morning.
Right.
Travis was freaking incredible. Going to the movie was fun because we all went, and that was a whole different thing in itself. And
Not me. Me and Ma had movie night.
Yeah, you had movie night.
Me and Ma were chilling.
Now, as far as the Pine Bush thing, and I'm going to be dead honest, I wasn't too happy about it. The parade absolutely was horrible. There were a lot of things that I did not like, the way the setup was for the speakers. When I saw Jennifer Stein putting her DVDs and all her stuff on a 40-gallon drum because there wasn't enough tables, I said to myself, okay, this is really not good. That's not right.
Right.
There was a lot of things I noticed that were not good. So, if you remember, you guys all left early from the speakers that night. And then Mark and I didn't leave that far after you. So overall, I mean, it didn't go the way I went, but it really went well for Travis. He did really well. So I got to be happy for that now. So I called the organizer up like a couple days later. Now, I didn't volunteer anything. I didn't say anything to her. I had things on my mind, but I didn't have to say anything because the first thing she said, Bill, next year I want to do things differently. Now, I'm thinking the same thing, but I don't want to get into too much detail with you here on the air.
Right.
There was a certain individual that we both know that I was going to bring up and say, let me do it next year.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, So he goes, Bill, I want to do this next year on my own. I want to get the speakers involved with me, and you can help me with everything else. So that's when I went with her with a list of all the things that I found that need to be better for next year. Mm-hmm. Because, Keith, to be honest, even though the place was full, remember when all the speakers were talking in that Veterans Hall?
Yeah.
It didn't overfill. So I still think that facility could be used if they clean their bathroom.
Yeah.
Notice the stench when we walked into that place?
Well, I know Jade. I talked to Jade afterwards outside, and I realized that because it's so funny. Because when Mark was starting his presentation, you just see Jade like coming out of that door in the background, and he like trying to like duck and cover his face at the same time because that announcement was just made.
And the way he was so rude to Mark, bro, that really made me upset.
That drive me crazy.
And you said to me privately, if it was a different situation, you would go up and punch that person. So if you notice,
back smack him.
Here's the thing: when I walked in, when I saw that little 3 foot by 3 foot projection screen, I said, "Okay, this isn't going to start well already." That was an insult to have a screen like that. That's number one.
Truthfully, I think that you could have anybody, if you wanted to, have a talk underneath that tent during the day, and I think you would gather a crowd and have a lot more listeners if you just put somebody out there like while the thing's going on.
All right, now here, this is where I'm gonna. Now you just brought up a great point, but let me tell you what everything that happened. So the 3-foot screen was a bad thing. Did you notice something else that was missing on that stage that the speakers didn't have? No podium.
Yeah.
How could you put people up there without a podium? You know, that's totally ridiculous. And even at the speakers tent, they didn't have a podium.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. Do you remember that dude? That was I don't know. You weren't there for the movie, but there was this videographer. He's from Albany, some young guy. Like he's still in college. He's like 24. He contacted Dominique that he's interested in working with her next year, and he'd do it for nothing. Well, guess what? I'm gonna bring that videographer in to do all the video stuff for that next year. That's one. Number two, she said that she could get a PA and get all the equipment, the projector, a better screen if she was notified. And now, if she can't do it, I have it myself. That's that. Okay.
Right.
Now, as far as next year, there's going to be no parade. So another thing I noticed on the main street, they only had like advertising about Pine Bush. What they were missing was a sign that had all the speakers that were in that tent to point to that tent.
I got you covered. I got you covered next year. I have a 3 by 6 foot LED sign, literally bright as hell, that you can put anywhere in that Pine Bush area that will tell you like people where to go, and the speakers and everything. We can program it to whatever we want.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. Now, she told me that the tent that was there was rented. Okay, fine. But the thing is, it needs to be set up better. Like you said, there's no reason that we can have decent speakers speak under that tent during the day, because if you notice, what happened when Mark did his preview?
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. I was like, man, look at this. As soon as Mark started speaking, you know, the tent just kind of filled up and around, and all of a sudden you had, 100 people standing around,
Now, here is where things could get interesting. You know all those vendors that were around that tent?
Mm-hmm.
Move them. If you're not going to have a parade, put all the vendors on the streets. Put a giant tent in that area so you can set up a bigger venue with a tent so that when you do have speakers, there's more room for people to freaking sit down.
Right.
That's one thing. Here's another idea I came up, but I don't think it's going to work. There's a high school. Instead of doing this shit on the street, where everything is, why not put everybody at the high school, put all the booths there, the vendors and everything. Then right after that, you have the high school right next door where everybody can go inside to see the vendors. The speakers. The problem with that is, first of all, all those businesses that are on the street are gonna lose and they're gonna complain. Yeah. So I don't think they're gonna move it. Another thing too, I would really like to do, Keith, is to make it 2-day affair, bro.
Yeah, that would. Do you think it's enough of a popularity right now that it could, do 2 days?
Here's the problem.
Because I noticed everybody cleared out of there probably about it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and the streets were empty and they were, packing up.
The only thing is, there was like 5,000 to 8,000 people easy there.
Oh yeah, if not more.
There was a lot of people. But the thing is, this is what I was trying to tell Heidi. You're talking about, and this is a very small town.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a small budget. This is what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to meet with the Orange County Tourism Department and to try to get allocated funds to put more invested into.
Now we're talking.
That's the only way we're going to make this bigger.
Yeah, and it's amazing what you can do with a little simple planning.
And we're not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars or even tens of thousands.
Yeah.
We're talking a few thousand.
Right.
Now, I already have 4 speakers that I'm working on. Travis wants to come back for sure. And Travis doesn't want to go to stay at a hotel. He wants to stay here for the 2 nights. Cool. So they're going to save money there. That's one. Mm-hmm. Mark Antonio, of course, wants to come back. So he'll stay here, of course.
Mark's in the chat as well, by the way.
Oh, cool. So, I don't understand. That's going to save them money right there. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna spill the beans, even though it's not confirmed. I don't know if my friends talked to him yet, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. We're trying to get Michio Kaku.
All right.
And can you?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you think there is room for more science people there Because I do have a couple names I can throw your way as well that I know would probably come up
Look-
there and do something.
Look how people were drawn to Mark.
Mhm.
I mean, the thing about Mark is he's able. See, Mark is one of those people that it's not necessarily so much the MUFON aspect. He looks at it as a scientific method, as the possibility of life existing out there, with the exoplanets, etc.
Right.
With the AASS, that's his aerial anomaly. I don't exactly know the acronym that he has now that replaced the UFO.
Paul just said his router was acting up, so he gave it a $20 bill.
So, I mean, even that, to look for anomalous activity, you're trying to detect any kind of propulsion system. I think that's something a lot of people want to hear about.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, not only is it, a UFO, anything, but what if we added some science into it? You know what I mean? And if we get people that, present like Mark does, I think it would drive more people, and you can get, even bigger names in there. Because there are certain people that are natural educators that just want to come out and educate the public. And I know by talking to Amy Title that, she would be more than willing to come out and do a whole thing on the Apollo missions and stuff like that.
Here's the problem. And this is the whole crux of the problem. Pine Bush, the way they're set up right now, the most speakers we can get is 5. Top 5. Because of the way they have this. I wish I can try to convince them to do something otherwise. And I got to sit down with her in a couple of weeks and go over stuff. But the thing that makes Mark special is Mark has that characteristic, that persona. He can bring humor into it. I mean, you know what I mean? He's not a robot. He's not robotic like some of these people are.
Yeah, I think the whole chat knows this, because last time, guess what I started the stream out with last night? I started it out with Clem Puckett.
Oh my God!
The actual video of him on a lawn tractor.
See, that's what I'm talking about. People love that. Because it keeps them interested. It keeps them at the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
If you remember when Mark was ready to take questions, people were eager. Right there, they were eager.
5 or 10 of them.
And the only other person that had that kind of a draw was Travis.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, and by the way, I got a message from Heidi. I'm the worst secret keeper. But Michio Kaku is one of those people that has an open mind to this too.
Yeah.
And he is one of the most brilliant minds out there.
Yep.
So,
and he's local to New York.
He teaches. I don't want to get into too much detail because Heidi's going to even yell at me more. He teaches in a college in Manhattan. So
yeah.
That would be awesome. Now, I also contacted, and he bit a little bit, so I got to see if he's willing to do it. Whitley Strieber. Now, Whitley if everybody's familiar with Whitley, when he had this communion book written, he had his incident happen in the cabin literally 20 to 30 minutes from Pine Bush.
Right.
Now, Whitley doesn't do conferences, but he's never been invited to Pine Bush in his own neck of the woods. Mm-hmm. If I can even get him, can you imagine how the Pine Bush community would react to having somebody like him speak?
Yeah.
What better person? And KGRA, this is why I spoke with Ray.
I was just actually going to bring that up. I was just going to say that, you know what, being KGRA is what it is. KGRA has to have a massive presence there.
He told me he wants to stream the whole event.
Nice.
So here leads to the other problem. You know how my house is. You know how many cars we had here.
Yeah.
Race has one of those big trailers with a dually that's pulling it.
Dude, I'm telling you, the hotel or motel down across the hill from you, I bet you if you go in there and say, dude, listen, can we get some kind of deal if we can book this thing completely out for that week and do it soon, you know what I mean? And say, how much do we have to do,
exactly.
in advance to get this thing, so we can have people here. And then there's more than enough room for them to park the trailers down there, plus it's a main road, so everybody will see the KGRA trailer. And
that's exactly what was running through my mind. Now, here's the thing. Being that it's such close proximity, it's literally a 2-minute walk down the hill.
Especially now that they took the trees out. That Sunday they were ripping trees out.
Exactly. So you know what? Everybody can hang out here.
Yeah.
And then when the night's over, walk on down to your hotel and go to bed.
Yep.
it makes things a lot easier because I'm gonna tell you, it was and I'm being honest, and you know what kind of host I am. I did the best I could and I made everybody comfortable. Like I say, it was not easy putting everybody with all these air mattresses and everything all over the house.
Oh, I know.
You
Well, at least you have that experience now. You know.
Yeah.
What you can and can't do, and what you're comfortable with, and what's a little much. But I mean, nobody would blame you for especially if you're going to go down and talk to them and get like special rates or something like that for booking the whole place out.
And it's not a lot. Keith, it's not going to be a lot. This is not a tour.
And most people don't mind. I mean, most people that we mentioned too, and I mean, most people wouldn't mind paying that. You know what I mean? And if you did that, a lot of people would actually come for a week. Just to be up and in that area for that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a lot easier if we could just bring everybody and let them stay down there.
Yep.
I'm telling you, if the rate is $30, that's nothing. That's really no money,
No.
So, again, I'm already planning, and believe me, I already have backup people that I can pull. MUFON New York wants to get involved. I've got other speakers just in case as backup. So there's not going to be no problem getting people to speak. I can get Richard Dolan. I can get other people involved. And Jennifer said she'd come back and all that. So it's just a matter of like getting everything coordinated for next year again. So
yeah, and you're doing it the smart way by starting it right after this last one.
Oh, God, yeah, because I don't want it to be a nightmare like this one was.
Right.
So, all in all, it was okay. I mean, you know what? You made a great point too. It wasn't so, like you said. I'm not so much interested in the Pine Bush thing. It's all the other stuff that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It really ended up being overall a really great week. The only thing, Keith, I'm telling you, I'm so burned out. I'm literally burnt out.
Well, that's why I sent you the message saying, "Hey, are you going to take a 2-day just to sleep and get over the Pine Bush hangover?"
Really? No, and then to almost drive off the road last night.
Yeah.
Scared the hell out of me. So, yeah, now I got to get back into the saddle with the KGRA stuff and do all that. And like I said, down the line, I'll start thinking of other things. But right now, I need a few weeks just to get my mind. I mean, I'm immersed. Everything. I'm burnt out. I'm telling you, I'm burnt.
Yeah, and nobody would blame you.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're setting up for next year. Oh, another thing. When everybody's here, we're all going to go bowling. And we're going to make shirts made up so all of us can wear those shirts and we'll be a massive freaking present and go bowling.
I'm going to be on Team Puckett.
So, yeah, I mean, it's something that, like I said, I'm already thinking about. But you know what I'm looking forward to now? Spending the rest of the summer enjoying myself.
Chilling in the pool.
Just relaxing.
Yep.
And, I'll take that when the time comes because right now I just want to, I really do need time to just relax because if you remember, I took months setting this up too,
Yeah.
Preparing for it. So,
yeah. Well, I'll say it on behalf of everybody that's there. We couldn't have had a better host with you and Ma.
But you know what? It was awesome to all of us to be together. That was the main thing that it was great to have Heidi come and all that. It was
it's like we knew each other for life. Like everybody just walked in and kind of just right away, just everybody was their own person and everybody knew everybody, and it was just like no weirdness or anything like that. It was just all right. Let's get to work.
There was no drama.
No
drama.
Not once.
Not once. No drama. Nobody got out of control. Even. The drinking, it was...
Except for that British lady. She was a little weird. But besides her, I mean, we were great.
And, even the night when Travis was here, because things got a little wild, let's just say.
I wouldn't know. We had to work the next morning.
But my neighbors, I gave them, warning.
Yeah.
So, I swear, with everything that we were doing up 3 o'clock in the morning with all those people... I really, really thought somebody was going to complain. I was going to find a cop car coming down my driveway.
Well, didn't you at one time come down the driveway with your little iPad lit up or something with the red and blue light trying to scare people?
Yeah, I had the red and flashlight, the red and blue thing flashing. And what's funny? All of you got quiet.
Yeah, I know, right? We're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly. All of you got fucking quiet. And you know what? The picture that we took with Mark. Remember, we were looking for the mask,
Yeah.
and we took that photo with the thing off my wall.
Mm-hmm.
Not 1 hour later, I found the mask.
Did anybody say anything about that picture yet?
Oh, I don't think a lot of people caught that.
I think Race said, because I was wearing a KGR t-shirt, and Race said, "Yeah, nice picture by the trash cans," and I was like, "Well, Race, once you see it, you'll know why."
By the way, I have all of you on my wall right now.
Yeah. Oh, did you get them all framed up and everything?
I'm looking at them right now. Let me see. I've got you. I got you with, remember that photo that we took with all of us pointing in the sky with Mark?
And Mark looking like a doofus.
Yeah, I got that.
Nice.
And then I got one with me, you, and Mark standing with that thing in the background.
Ah, okay.
Now, you know the picture, you know the alien thing with the hands?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a picture underneath of that with all of us. That group photo picture.
Yeah.
The alien is holding it.
Cool.
So it's mad cool looking. I got all the posters. Every one is hanging up on my... Oh, I also got a picture of Mark, Kate Dorbelson, and Al up there.
Mm.
Because I wanted to get everybody. You know, that's going to be another thing. I'm going to add everybody's picture. Because I mean this. Everybody who's up there is my family. That's the way I look at it. Everybody who's up on my wall right now is like a family member. That's how me and Mom look at it. So,
I'll
Mark,
tell you what, it was a great time.
Oh,
Great time.
And you know what? When we went back to Mark's house to get that slate, you got to meet his wife. She is so cool, so friendly, so sense of humor. Unbelievable. They are two unbelievable people. My God, those kids are blessed to have parents like that. Really, they are remarkable people. So, you know, we're very fortunate, bro.
Yeah.
No,
Agreed.
Really.
And then me and Mark have been talking up the website that we're putting together for the streams.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we all got to get together one day and have a discussion.
Yeah, we'll save that for like next week or week after or something like that when we'll talk about it and see which direction we want to go. So we'll pull Paul in on it and Mark and me and you, and we'll see what to do about it. And I know we were thinking of names, weren't we, at one point? Or did we settle on one?
Well, we got it. Astro Imaging, I think it was.
Yeah, that might have been it.
By the way, Mark, if he's still listening, I got home late last night and I see your message now in Skype. Maybe sometime tomorrow or Thursday, I'll help you with the OBS studio.
OBS.
Because Keith was the one that got it working on my end. Which, Keith, by the way, someone was playing with my OBS.
Yeah.
And I can't get it to work again. So maybe one day you'll screen share and show me what the heck you did.
Okay.
Because, somebody was messing around with my computer and they totally messed me up. So, otherwise, so like I said, I almost ran off the road. That was a warning sign of exhaustion. So, like I said, today I was just chilling out, everything. So, anything interesting you've been streaming? What's going on?
Yeah, we streamed, I think, the last 3 nights in a row. We had Mark on a couple nights ago, dropping some knowledge. We had a semi-flat Earth debate last night. I had to play a flat earther, so you might want to listen to that if you want to laugh a little bit.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Any objects, right?
Not really. I know, but tonight, really good view tonight. Really clear sky. Not a lot of distortion. Jupiter looked great. Moon looked great. We've got a couple clouds rolling in right now. But besides that, it's been pretty good.
We're not going to be able to swim in our pools till July.
Yeah. With it going like this, of course, we go up to your place and it's 100 freaking degrees. And then you get home, it's like in the 50s with rain all the time.
Next week, forecast, we're not going to get out of the 60s again.
Oh, wow.
This is crazy, bro. I can't even enjoy. Last year at this time, it was hot, and I was in my pool. My water is 61 degrees. And you know that we have a short season here for going into the pool.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't know. Sometimes when it's like this, you might get warm temperatures all the way through September. So you can always hope.
Yeah. So like now, like I said, now it's just wind down time. I really just want to go in that pool, chill out, and enjoy. That's what I'm really like looking to. And I'll do sky watches soon, but like I said, right now, Pete, I'm burnt, and I just need a few days to just fall back and regather myself because I like I said, and here's another thing. Did you notice me ever sitting down?
No. And
Never.
a couple of us have thought about hitting you over the head with a 2x4 just so you would stop. Like we were like, Bill, stop and enjoy the smell of the roses, buddy. You know.
So that's another. Like I said, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Gracious host. And by the way, if anybody's, I've seen somebody say something about an object in chat. If it was, timestamp it so I can write it down and check it out.
So and is Mark still in chat? Because I'm not watching chat.
Mark, I believe, is still in chat. Yes.
Mark, a friend of mine that you met, Eric, he really needs to talk to you. I sent him your Skype contact because he's having a little difficulty with one of the MUFON guys that do the video stuff. So, Mark, if you're listening, Eric is gonna reach out to you tomorrow evening. And that's as much detail as I'm gonna get into. So, yeah. And there's other things going on that, like, on my wall right now, two photos of Peter Robbins and Larry Warren, where this is last year when they were in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Peter stabbing Larry with a machete.
Oh boy.
The other one is Peter decapitating Larry with a machete. And if Peter comes back to my house next year, he's going to look at those pictures and say,
nope.
He's actually going to say, you know what? That's a joke. Right now, he probably feels like he really wanted.
Mark said, okay, got his contact info.
Cool. And Mark, again, I apologize to you because I haven't been home. I was in New York City the whole weekend. So I'm just looking at your message now on Skype. So sometime tomorrow afternoon or Thursday, we'll definitely go over OBS and get you going. Because you know what? I'm also thinking about putting my night vision camera instead of using. Remember how I had my camera of me showing me inside little?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of putting the night vision camera outside again and having that in. So, because that night vision camera is great. It picks up everything that these cameras could never do.
Yeah. We had talked about it a while ago, actually, maybe with your A7S doing a split screen with that and your night vision one.
Exactly. So I think I'm going to do that again because I got my best catch on that. And we're missing a lot of stuff that's going on up there that even these cameras cannot see.
Yeah, but that'd still be awesome. Like if you have them somehow can mount them on the same thing, pointing in the same direction, you'll have the right side of the screen and the infrared, and the other side, in the A7S. It'd be a good combo. And then if we have to, we can overlap them.
Well, what I'll
post.
I'll set up a tripod right next to it and have it in the same angle. That's all. Because it could get top heavy, And the thing is, I don't know if you know that, but I have a motorized mount that I don't use no more. That the night vision goes to, and I can control the movement of it from inside with a joystick.
Oh, that's cool.
And Mark, I did figure out how to use play memories from my phone to the camera, and I came up with a shocking discovery. And it's awesome. You can actually record video from your phone on the camera from inside.
Nice.
Say I'm inside, and I got a 64 gig card in there. I could just touch record, and it's going to record directly to my card from my phone. You can control all the settings, not all the settings, but the play and all that.
Nice.
Oh my God! I was like, Mark was right. This is a cool app, Play Memories. So yeah, it's another little new toy that I added to the arsenal. So
awesome.
Yeah. So that's basically.
So a lot of things coming up this year from Bill, New York Skywatcher, and P&K, and the Sky Tour live stream with Mark D'Antonio. So you got 3 channels that are kind of joining forces and gonna kind of kick some ass this year, huh?
Tell you one thing, I cannot wait to see what Mark does. I just cannot see I can't imagine how awesome this is going to be to see him doing the streams from that observatory.
Yeah,
it's going to be amazing because it's going to be like a teaching experience every night he streams.
Yep.
And you know something, and I'm not saying this in any negative way, but there are people out there, mainstream people, that have the focus, everybody's attention
Yeah.
Mark is I'll say it. He's the one that I think that should be getting attention. Like, and I'm gonna bring a name up, and some people may get totally crazy on this, but Bill the Science Guy, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yep.
He's out there, but a person like Mark, with what he does, can show people so much more.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like upsetting when you have somebody that gets all the attention when really Mark should be the guy that gets so much because of his knowledge.
Well, that's kind of our job, and we'll just build them from the ground up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Help. The more we help promote, the more people will know the name, go to it. You know. And
here's another odd story, and if Heidi's in chat, she'll know what I'm talking about. When you guys were here, Heidi and I went food shopping, and I think this is before you and Paul got here and Eric.
Mm.
We met this dude. He was working the cashier at Walmart. Heidi was talking. We were talking about UFOs, the Pine Bush, and everything. This dude opened up, and he said he talked about a thing that happened to him in Arizona. He's about 25. He said he was with his friends in a car. Something came at him, crap, and everything turned to like the faces turned to Purge. Now I've never seen the movie The Purge, which now I gotta watch. He was describing stuff that was weird, so I had given him all my information to contact me. Well, he never did.
Mm-hmm.
So today I went back to Walmart and I see him. He comes running, tagging me down. I need your information. I lost it. So I gave him my information again. I even gave him my phone number this time. I'm telling you this. This dude was very reluctant to talk about his account, almost to the point where it looks like he had a traumatic incident.
Really?
Now, this is important to me because the people who come out and want to talk about their stuff kind of that kind of raises a flag to me.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're a little bit too eager to want to talk about their encounter. Okay, when a person like this who's very reluctant to talk about something, it tells me there could be some truth to their story, or that they must have went through something traumatic. And I am really, really curious to have a conversation with this dude and see what he has to say, and bring him here because he may not.
Yeah, well, look how many people you got to actually do that already. It's because of your genuine interest in it. You know, when they come on your stream, you know, they know they're not going to be judged for it.
Exactly. So this is how I'm going to do it. I want him to come to my house. I want him to see everything that's here. Because a lot of people, when you say you are who you are, they may not believe you. They may not believe you're saying everything that you really are, they are saying. Right. I tell people, yeah, I'm in KGRA, I produce, I'm a co-host, I do Skywatches. I overwhelm them with so much stuff. They say this guy's full of BS. He cannot be.
Mm-hmm.
If he walks into this house and he sees all the UFO paraphernalia, and I show him my KGRA stuff and shows I've been on, maybe then he'll be a little bit more trusting to talk about his thing, because that could be another thing. He may be afraid to make that contact.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy just talking to a stranger. You don't know who the hell they are. You don't know what.
And on top of that, it'd be nice for you to talk to him first, off air, to give him a little more comfort, you know, to go on,
But once he meets the family, they welcome everybody. So he'll feel like he's part of the community. So once he's able to feel comfortable, then maybe we'll take him to the next step. But
mm-hmm.
Heidi knows. Heidi can back me up on this. I don't know if she's still in chat, but
I haven't seen her lately, so maybe I don't know. Maybe she skipped out on chat to talk to you on Skype, because I haven't seen her in the chat lately.
There is something I feel in my gut that this dude went through. So
yeah.
We'll take that as it comes. And there's a lot of stuff going on again in ufology and all kinds of crazy stuff. And like right now, I just want to get back in the saddle, do my shows, and do what I got to do. And I'll be honest, I've been away for 2 weeks. I'm kind of nervous going back and doing producing because I haven't done it. It's kind of one of those things of timing and everything else.
Yeah, but didn't it feel so good not to have to do it for 2 weeks?
You don't even know. You don't even know. I'm telling you, it was a great. But now I probably won't have another break until the next holiday. And the weird thing is, 4th of July is on a Tuesday this week. This time. So the only other holiday that's a 3-day weekend is Labor Day.
Wow.
So it looks like I'm going to be on a run for a while.
Right. So no Bill on weekend streams, but we can have you Monday through Thursday.
Well, no, I could do. Remember, Race told you could stream any KGRA show except from 10 to 1 Monday through Thursday.
Right.
So I could do the same. I could do live Skywatches and stream the shows. You know what I mean?
And I did contact Race, and he does have an open invitation to come on this stream, chit chat if he wants to, and he said he would when he gets some time. So that's going to be cool.
Nothing too. You and Paul, whenever you're ready, I can get you on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that you can talk about everything that you do. So.
And I did email Jennifer Stein the links and everything.
Oh, cool. She's a sweetheart. That lady is really a sweetheart.
Yeah, she had asked the Pine Bush for the info, so when I got back, I sent the stuff to her.
So again, we're working on a lot of things, and Mark Antonio will hopefully, and you will be on the KGRA TV by fall when they get it all set up. And people are going to be able to find it on Roku. And the thing is, even if it's YouTube, because they're going to take I don't know how it's going to work yet, but you're still going to have that YouTube base because they're going to probably link your YouTube to the channel. And it's also going to be on the KGRA website where people will see all the streams going on and they have the choice to click on anyone. But the importance of that website that we're developing with the 3 of us on there, with a chat room, it's really going to make it awesome because then everybody can see who's streaming all at once and go to each one individually and talk in chat. See all
But
three.
not only that, the people that are going to be using the chat on the website are people that actually want to be there, that are not just there for trolling reasons or whatever. They're actually going to be people that want to chat, and talk about what's going on any of the screens.
They got to make that effort to get there. So there's a lot of things, a lot of things going on, and hopefully, what about Paul? Is he in chat or?
Yeah, he is. He's chatting along with us.
Well, Paul, if you're listening, you are awesome, a great guy, and really, I really look forward to meeting you again because he was incredibly polite, very nice, and again, Keith, I can't even imagine that it went so well. And imagine next year, I'm getting people that want to come from all over now.
I can imagine.
Oh my God.
Just us, all of our streams going on. I mean, I've heard from so many people that said, I definitely got to come next year. I definitely got to go. Thanks you guys for streaming, as much as you did, either be to Facebook or YouTube, Yeah, we were silly in some of them.
Having fun. That's
Yeah.
the thing, having fun. You don't want to be all like stiff and boring. I mean, you want to be you. You want to have a good time. And
Right.
the one thing that people got to realize when you meet Keith, be ready. and Jade, be ready for the sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, it's sharp. And it's funny because Mark he has a wicked sense of humor too.
I know, right?
I mean that Clem character, I could see Mark doing. I swear he could do an act. He can go on stage in a comedy place and do an act. He is so hysterical doing that. I mean, and he does it so well.
I think I'm watching his ego blow up in the stream right now. He's inflating slowly.
What is he saying?
He just said Paul's a consummate professional, but
He
yeah.
is. All this.
Yeah, we're giving you props, Mark. Say, just take them and like them.
Yeah, but you know what? Somebody even asked me, and this is what made me laugh. Who was that guy that did that little clip after the hand in front of the what was it? The head in front of the hand. He said something bizarre that we made that clip, and he sent it to me. And somebody asked me, and who was that guy? And that tells you how awesome Mark does Clem because they didn't even recognize him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I said, if you get bored of or something, check out yesterday's stream because I started right off with one of Mark's videos for Clem. It was great.
You know what's gonna suck? When he moves away.
Yeah.
That is going to be a hard thing because he's an hour and a half drive right now. You know, that's hop, skip, and a jump.
All right.
He goes to
But on the other hand, you got to look at it. I mean, he's going to be going to a very dark sky site where it's going to be even more,
hell yeah.
for the educational community in a whole. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know what? When you become friends with
And it gives us a reason to go out to Arizona once a year.
I was thinking of that. I was really thinking of that. To go out and visit him for like a week and
right.
drive him absolutely insane.
Yep. Who's driving? Ma!
No.
Oh, we'll be in the middle of the, Arizona desert. You can let it rip for a little while.
You know, again, it's great for him and his family. That's the thing. It's a great move for him.
Yeah.
He's tired of the winters, and I don't blame him. It's just going to be hard because when you become friends with somebody like that, it's hard to see somebody go, you know?
Yeah, and I heard Clem loves snow, so it's going to be hard for Clem, too.
So, yeah, but hey, I'm going to enjoy it for the next few years, and that's the thing. You know this, Steve. You got to live every day like it's your last, and you got to enjoy life, and you never know what tomorrow brings. And after what happened to me last night, I could easily right now be not talking to you. It was that close to me going off the side of the road, and who knows what. It was if I didn't have quick reflexes, I would probably something really bad would have happened to me last night and my mother.
Well, you got to thank God for those rumple strips.
Now
you know why they're there.
No doubt, because I actually dozed off. I never ever done that in my life, never. And I'm telling you, my mother was scared to death. She was screaming and crying. Let's put it that way. So that's why I'm saying you got to enjoy life and take.
I bet you were woke up after that. My Lord.
She didn't trust me though. She didn't trust me, even though I said I'm up. So yeah. So it's been rough, but like I said, I'm gonna take it easy and.
That's good. You do that. And once again, I want to thank you for being such a gracious host. Everybody that was there had a great time. Myself, Paul. I'm pretty sure I can speak for Mark. It was great.
It was. Now,
absolutely great.
How long are you streaming for tonight?
We're probably gonna go for a couple minutes yet because the clouds are starting to roll in. So.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna call it because I'm going to lay down. It's midnight, and always a pleasure to be with you here with everybody. And hello to everybody again in P&K Space Imaging chat. And I hope everybody's well and love and light. And I'm gonna go chill out. But maybe sometime this week I'm gonna hook up with you. So just to do it, just to help me out with the OBS because I don't know. It's like bizarre. It doesn't want to pick it up again. So
all right,
not
a problem.
And Mark, if you're listening, I'll hook up with you again and everybody else. And be well. And Keith, call me.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, thanks for stopping on tonight and just saying hi to everybody.
Alrighty. So till the next time, have a good night.
All right, bud.
Later.
Yep. Bye. So there you have it. There was Mr. Bill, our gracious host from New York. Everybody had a great time. And once again, I'm pretty sure I can speak for Paul and Mark when I say that you couldn't find better host. So great time had by everyone, and hopefully we'll have a bigger crowd next year. So I am going to wrap this stream up because obviously, as you see on screen, the clouds are rolling in. So once again, we'll try to be back tomorrow night, weather permitting. Paul seems to be on a good streak down there with the weather, even though up here in the Northeast it's been cloudy and rainy and everything else. So, but yeah, we're going to wrap up for the night and hopefully see everybody back tomorrow night. I'm thinking around 8:30 or so is usually. I don't know, Paul. You can tell them in the chat what time you want to go, 8 or 9, I'm guessing. And then once again, probably this weekend, we'll do longer ones. And keep your fingers crossed because we might have Amy Title on Saturday night. So once again, I'm going to jump off the mic here and we'll wind down the stream. Everybody take care, be safe, and we will see you tomorrow. Later, y'all.